You've felt this before. You finally get the thing you thought you needed, and suddenly it doesn't feel the same. The job, the relationship, the attention from someone who used to ignore you. The moment it becomes yours, something inside you goes quiet. Not satisfied, just quiet. And you start looking elsewhere. Your brain doesn't crave what it can't have because you're broken or because you don't know what you want. It craves it because of how desire itself actually works. And once you understand why this happens, you stop blaming yourself for feeling this way. You just see it clearly. This isn't about chasing unavailable people or wanting things just because they're off limits. It's deeper than that. It's about how your mind assigns value and how that value shifts the second something becomes available. The psychology behind this touches everything: what you want in your career, who you're drawn to, even how you feel about your own life when you compare it to someone else's. Your brain is wired to focus on what's uncertain, not because it enjoys suffering, but because uncertainty keeps you alert. It keeps you engaged. When something is out of reach, your mind fills in the gaps. It imagines what it would feel like. It creates a story around it, and that story is almost always better than reality. Psychologists call this the scarcity effect. When something feels rare or hard to get, your brain assigns it more weight, more meaning. It doesn't matter if the thing itself is actually valuable. What matters is that it feels just out of reach. That tension creates a pull, and the pull feels like desire. But here's where it gets interesting. The same mechanism that makes you want something you can't have also makes you lose interest once you have it. Because the moment it's yours, the uncertainty disappears. The story your mind built around it collapses, and what you're left with is just the thing itself, which was never as exciting as the idea of it. This shows up everywhere. You want someone's attention until they give it to you. Then you wonder why it doesn't feel the way you thought it would. You want a different job until you get it. Then the newness fades and you start noticing what's missing. You want to be somewhere else until you're there, and then you miss where you were. Your brain isn't trying to make you unhappy. It's trying to keep you motivated. In evolutionary terms, wanting what you don't have kept your ancestors moving, seeking, surviving. If they were ever fully satisfied, they might have stopped trying, and that would have been dangerous. So your mind learned to keep the carrot just far enough ahead that you keep walking. But in modern life, this wiring doesn't always serve you, because now you're not chasing survival, you're chasing feelings, connection, meaning, and those things don't work the same way. You can't obtain them and check them off. They're not objects, but your brain still treats them like they are. It still believes that once you get the thing, you'll feel complete. There's also something called psychological reactance. When you feel like something is being taken away or restricted, you want it more. Not because it's better, just because it's unavailable. This is why people often feel more drawn to someone after they pull away, or why you suddenly miss a friendship the moment it ends. Your brain interprets loss as a signal that the thing had value. And then there's the role of imagination. When something is out of reach, your mind has space to project onto it. You imagine how it would feel, what it would solve, what kind of person you'd become if you had it. And because it's imaginary, it's perfect. It has no flaws, no complexity, no reality. But once you have it, you see it for what it actually is, and that's when the disappointment sets in. Not because the thing failed you, but because your mind built it into something it was never meant to be. You weren't craving the thing, you were craving the idea of relief, the idea that something external could change how you feel inside. This is why chasing what you can't have often feels like a loop. You get it, it loses its shine, you move on to the next thing, and the cycle repeats. Because the problem was never about getting the right thing, it was about how your brain assigns meaning in the first place. So what do you do with this? You start by noticing it. When you feel that pull towards something unavailable, pause. Ask yourself what you're actually craving. Is it the thing itself, or is it the feeling you think the thing will give you? Most of the time, it's the feeling, and that feeling might already be available to you in other ways. You also start recognizing when scarcity is doing the work. If something only feels valuable because it's hard to get, that's a signal. It doesn't mean the thing is bad, it just means your brain is reacting to the chase, not the substance. And when you see that clearly, the urgency fades. You can choose more intentionally. This doesn't mean you stop wanting things, it means you stop letting the wanting control you. You stop mistaking the pull for proof that something is right for you. You start to see your own patterns, and that awareness gives you space to decide what you actually want, not just what your brain is reacting to. You also learn to sit with the discomfort of having something, because the real work isn't in getting what you want, it's in staying present with it once it's yours. It's in not abandoning something good just because it stopped feeling electric. Most meaningful things don't stay electric, they become steady, and steady doesn't trigger your brain's reward system the same way. Your brain will always be drawn to what it can't have. That's not going to change, but you can change how you respond to that pull. You can notice it without following it. You can question it without judging yourself for feeling it. And you can choose to invest in what's real, even when it doesn't feel as thrilling as the idea of something else. Because the truth is, most of what you're chasing isn't out there. It's in how you relate to what's already here. And when you stop waiting for the next thing to make you feel different, you realized you've had the ability to feel whole this entire time. You just had to stop looking away from it.